my beautiful lovelies, it's Emmy. How are you? It's great to see you and welcome back. Today's video is sponsored by Boxu. Boxu are the makers of premium Japanese snack boxes that work with families all over Japan to bring you a new theme of authentic treats every month. I love the idea of giving Boxu as a gift. It's consumable and it's perfect for those that are difficult to shop for. In fact, I gave one to a friend that recently came back from Japan and they were delighted by the treats inside. It reminded them of their trips, but it also allowed them to see Japan in a new way as well. Boxu sent me this beautiful wooden box. It's beautiful. And inside we have Seasons of Japan. And there's lots of information in here, including a map to tell you where all these snacks come from. This is the kiribako box. A little bit more information about it. Here's a little sweet bread. These are a couple biscuits. Soka senbei. Yuzu sake candy. These are goma mochi. Squishy, squishy mochi. Itadakimasu. We have smooth, sweetened uncle bean paste inside. And the outside is covered with a chewy, thin layer of rice cake or mochi, crunchy, very, very nutty exterior of black sesame seeds, which gives it a great nutty flavor and a toothsome texture. A bag of chips from Akita Prefecture. Wow, very big crunch, almost crackery in thickness, but lovely smoky flavor. Here's another example of what you might receive from Boxu. Onsen Nights, another box chock full of goodies. So if you'd like to gift an authentic taste of Japanese snacks and support my channel, please click the link down below and use my code to receive $15 off your first Boxu order. And big thanks to Boxu for their continued support so I can make better videos for all of you. Welcome back to another gadget test. Today I've got some inexpensive kitchen gadgets that I found at Walmart, and they were a whopping $8.98. Less than $10 for a kitchen appliance, which is a steal these days. So I picked out my 3 favorites and we're going to test them today and see if they are worth the price tag and if they be worthy of a gift. I mean, for less than $10, that's pretty great in itself, but how do they cook? Let us find out. So these are the My Mini brand gadgets. This is the mini quesadilla maker. This is the My Mini egg cooker and the My Mini noodle cooker and skillet. They remind me a lot of the Dash products that you can find at Target. I think the most popular one is probably the Dash waffle maker, and that goes for about $10, but these are even cheaper. They're $8.99. So very curious to see how they work. I even gifted a Dash waffle maker to my nephew because they're so stinking small and cute, and if it means cooking is more accessible to people, I am all for it. So let's go ahead and unbox these and test them out. So let's begin with the My Mini noodle cooker and skillet. So why would we need a little electric tiny unitasker like this if you've got a stove and a pot? Well, maybe your situation doesn't have a stove. For example, you live in a dorm room, you sublet a room, you don't have a kitchen. So you could use something like this to cook yourself a meal. They're very small because they're made to cook a meal for a single person. So here's the noodle cooker. Let's see what it comes with. So it actually comes with a pamphlet with directions. Does it include recipes? It does have a recipe. Breakfast skillet, sesame garlic noodles, chicken stir-fried, hard-boiled eggs, huevos rancheros. Not quite like the old days, but at least a couple recipes. So inside we have, oh my gosh, it's so cute. It's so cute. It's so tiny. Oh my goodness. Look how cute it is. It like fits in my hand. It reminds me of a little rice cooker. It's got a tiny, tiny, tiny lid. It's so small. So a dear friend of mine many, many years ago gave me the sage advice of not eating portion sizes bigger than my fist. So this is the perfect portion size for me and a little extra. So the heating element is here, so we can cook something here. And then we can also place this on top so we can cook some soup in there. So we're gonna plug in our appliance and the light goes on. So there's not even a switch to turn it on. We just plug it in. I'm gonna make some noodles here. I've got Shin Black Ramyun. This is one of my favorite instant noodles. So I'm gonna bring some water to a boil. And I set my timer to see how long it takes. I'm gonna put a little lid on it. It is so stinking cute. It's so tiny. Look how little it is. So cute. Ooh, right away I see a problem cooking my noodles. So my puck of noodles is gonna be too big to fit in the cooker. We're gonna have to break the noodles, which is a shame. So that's one design flaw I see. Well, this is a great way to portion control. Just say that. So let that heat up. And while that's heating up, I guess we can unbox something else. Next, let's investigate the egg cooker. This one is a slightly bigger box, and it says it can cook 7 eggs. Egg bowl makes great scrambled eggs, omelets, and poached eggs. Includes egg white separator tool, steaming tray, measuring cup, and egg piercer. Audible chime ensures perfectly cooked eggs. Oh, it has a chime. Wow. I wonder if there are any recipes in this one. Oh yes, recipes for deviled eggs, egg salad sandwich, vegetarian omelet, Scotch eggs, sweet potato with poached eggs. So we do have some recipes. All right, so this one's a little bit bigger. We've got a larger surface area. This one has an on-off switch. Nice. Presumably an egg tray, a dome to cook the eggs, and this is the omelet maker. This is kind of interesting. Look, it's a measuring cup, and it has increments of how much liquid you would add if you're making custard, a hard-boiled egg, medium, or soft-boiled egg. That's cool. See those increments? And then at the bottom, there's this little spike. It's actually on the top, on the other side. So that's how you can pierce your egg so it doesn't break. This one's cute too. It looks like a little UFO or something. Cute. But this one looks a little less intuitive. I think instructions are kind of important for this one. Yes, it says save instructions very clearly right there. Alrighty. My water has finally come up to a boil. It's been 8 minutes and 19 seconds. So I'm gonna add a little more water because I'm gonna let that sit for just a second while we start the egg timer. So let's cook with our eggs. I've got some store-bought eggs because my chickens are slowing down with their egg production and we need eggs of the same size. So I just went ahead and bought some eggs. So these are big eggs and we're going to pierce them with this little piercing tip with the round part of the egg, placing it right there. Ooh, it sounds violent, but it's not. Then we're going to place that hole facing up so that it doesn't leak all over our machine, right? Okay, 7 eggs into our tray. Looks very cute. So now we fill the water to hard. Bloop. Okay, pour the water into the machine. Place the lid on, and now we turn it on. So here's what I don't get. It says pierce, cover with lid, switch on, and the light indicator will illuminate. When eggs are cooked, a chime will sound until you toggle it off. So it knows to cook it for 14 minutes. Does this chime just automatically go off in 14 minutes? That's what I suspect. And if you want a soft-boiled egg or medium-boiled egg, you have to take it out after 10 or 12 minutes. I'm guessing. I don't know. I'm setting it for 14 minutes and we're just gonna see what happens. Oh, this is already starting to get cloudy. Do you see this? Okay, so that means it's heating it up. It's starting to steam. Okay, little egg cooker, do your thing. So, meanwhile, in this situation, we have rapidly boiling water. And now we are going to put in our noodles. So, I'm gonna add this piece because I think it's going to fit the best. Ooh, dangerously close to the top. And then we've got our seasoning packet and our little flakes. About half. And some of our seasoning powder. Okay. Ooh, so the eggs are starting to steam up. I can see some steam coming up. Look at this. Steaming. Very cute. Cute, cute, cute design. And here we've got our little very tiny, tiny soup cooking. It's so, so small, right? Itty bitty. I can already imagine my kids enjoying these little gadgets because they're so small and it makes cooking, even though you're cooking with a hot appliance, a little less intimidating because the scale of it's a lot smaller and somehow more manageable, somehow, I imagine. I think my kids would really enjoy cooking because it feels a little bit like playing because of the scale, you know what I mean? There's another seasoning packet. Almost forgot that. Goes to show you how much I eat instant noodles. This is what's going to give it a little kick. So this is tricky. There's only one heat setting, so can't really turn this down. Be careful about putting the lid on because this could boil over. But what's cool is once these noodles are done, we can lift this and set it aside, and then we can fry up an egg down here. Right? Like that idea. Or we could just crack an egg in here. That's what my dad would do. But I'm curious about the skillet. I want to use the skillet part. So let's put a little lid on that. Ooh, so cute. And my eggs are steaming. This is fun. This is super fun. Look at those noodles. Oh, meanwhile, we got the eggs going nutty back there. Look at the little steam. Cute, so cute. Meep, meep, meep. That's looking delicious. So noodles are ready. I'm gonna top these with some green onions. Boom, set this aside. And then in the bottom, we're gonna cook our egg. Put a little oil. I'm gonna drop this in there. Look at this. Look at that. So I'm gonna flip this over, get a little cook on the other side, and then I'm gonna add it to my soup. Add that right to my soup. Boom. And then I'm gonna add some green onions on top. That looks great. Now I'm gonna unplug this because there's no turn off button, which I think is a criticism for this machine. A turn off and on button I think would be nice, especially for safety. Everything is coated with a non-stick material, which I don't actually like cooking in typically, but it makes it very convenient for an appliance like this. So it's a trade-off. Alrighty, these look pretty good, right? Let's give it a taste. Itadakimasu. Love Shin ramen. Love, 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 love this. Shin ramen black is delicious. It's got a rich broth that tastes complex, spicy, and beefy. Let's try it with the egg. I'm gonna break the egg. The egg adds a little extra protein. Eating directly out of the pot is something that I don't usually like to do, but this is so tiny. It works. It's like a little bowl. Look how small it is. Very, very cute. Alrighty, back to my thoughts on the mini ramen skillet cooker. I think it's very, very cute and charming. The size of it is very small and compact, which is great if you don't have a lot of space, but that also limits the amount of food you can cook. I like that it has a skillet with a deeper pot so that you can... Oh my gosh. I guess it's done. That's the chime. Let me take these eggs out. Wow, that was not a nice sound. So here are my eggs. We did have one crack, even though we pierced it on the top. The others do not look cracked. This one has a little bit of egg white coming up from the top, and the water is completely dissolved. Wow, but I guess that's when it turns the chime on, when the water completely evaporates from the bottom. We do have some residue on the cooking plate, and I can smell that. Maybe that happened because this egg cracked. All right, I'm gonna run these under some cold water. So my thoughts on the noodles skillet cooker, it does exactly what it says it's going to do. It cooks a very tiny meal. I like that it has the flexibility of cooking 2 items. You can't cook them at the same time, but you can fry it directly on the heating surface, which I appreciate. So you could stir fry a little portion of meat or an egg like I did, or some vegetables, and then add it to your other cooking vessel. But as I said earlier, the size is limiting. Oh, the other thing I don't like about this is that there's no on-off switch and you cannot adjust the heat. Having said that, the build quality is pretty good. I like that they include a glass lid. The pot is quite thin and is coated with this non-stick coating, so if you use this, be sure to use wooden tools so you don't scratch that surface. Alrighty, here are our hard-boiled eggs. They're cooling in cold water, and we will check to see how well they're cooked. They took 14 minutes approximately to cook in this cooker, which is about the same time it would take to bring up water to the boil and then cook eggs. I usually cook my hard-boiled eggs from 10 to 12 minutes, but that's once the water's come up to a boil, so you do have to wait for that. So about the same time. So let's see how well this cooked. Our eggs. Are they easy to peel? Let's see. Yeah. Don't seem to have too much trouble peeling the eggs. They're peeling just fine. Yep. Very easy. Ta-da! Now let's cut it open. Where's my towel? And see what it looks like inside. Look at that! Perfectly hard boiled egg. No gray ring at all because we put it in cold water immediately. They don't look overly dry. Looks great. Little salt. Let's give it a taste. Itadakimasu. Good egg. I was a little concerned that the white might be a little bit rubbery. Not bad. The yolk is not too dry. Solid egg. So my thoughts on the mini egg cooker. If you eat a lot of eggs, I could see something like this being useful. If you don't want to bring water to a boil, or maybe you don't have a stovetop again, maybe this would be something for you. I don't like the sound of the buzzer. I found it to be kind of alarming. There are a lot of plastic parts, which I don't really like to cook my food with plastic, especially under high temperatures, but it is very convenient. It's very compact, doesn't use up a lot of space. So if those are concerns of yours, maybe this is something for you. It is a bit of a unitasker, but I could imagine using a bowl set on top of this to steam vegetables, for example, or steam other items, or even a little bit of fish or something. As long as you keep it off the cooking element, I think it would be fine. This is not coated with anything, so I think it would be more challenging to clean off than the skillet in the other mini cooker, because it's not intended to be cooked directly on this surface. So yeah, this too did exactly what it said it was going to do, and this too has pretty decent build quality, a little bit more plastic than the prior model, but pretty cute design. And this one also includes a switch, which I appreciate. All right, egg cooker. The last product I have is this one, the My Mini Quesadilla Maker. This is the first one I saw and thought, these are so cute. Let's try it. I've never tested a quesadilla cooker before, let alone a mini one. Let's see here. This too comes with an instruction booklet. Does it come with recipes? Yes, PB&J quesadilla, dessert quesadilla, veggie, and basic quesadilla. Okay, very simple. So compared to the other two products, this one has a more extensive directions, which I'm glad they include because they're pretty specific. So it does look very much like the Dash waffle makers. It has a plastic lid, opens up. This one locks though, it has a locking mechanism, and that's what it looks like. It cuts your quesadillas into 6 wedges and coated with a non-stick coating. So first we are supposed to wipe down the surfaces before we use it. And they said the first time you use this, there might be a little bit of smoking. Glad they warned you. And that you're supposed to preheat it, plug it in and preheat it. This light will go on. Once this light goes off, we can use it. So in order to use this tiny quesadilla maker, you need some tiny tortillas. And I was able to find these street taco size tortillas at my supermarket. Of course, if you do not have this size, you could use the larger size. You could just cut them down, but this is convenient because it don't really have any waste around the outside. So for this quesadilla, I'm gonna go very, very simple. I'm just gonna use cheese and my favorite chipotle. Canned chipotles come with adobo sauce, which is just a lovely sauce, and it adds so much smoky chili flavor and some heat. So put them in here, and this indeed is smoking, and it smells bad. It smells like burned plastic. They said that this is normal. I don't like it. And I've got some weird hot glue stuff around the top. So light went off. I'm going to open this up. There's a little latch, and there are two different height settings depending on the thickness of your quesadilla. So I'm going to put my flour tortilla down first, and it fits perfectly. I'm going to take some of my chipotle and I'm going to mash it up. Usually just put the adobo sauce because one chili is a bit much for a quesadilla. Now I'm going to add my cheese. It's a little big, so I'm going to trim the edges and then place them back on. And then I'm going to add a little of the shredded cheese on top, right in the middle. So this is a very tiny quesadilla. Perfect for me though, like this size. Okay, and then we're going to place our other tortilla back on top. And then we're going to close it. So I put mine on setting 2, so that's considered thick. And now we're supposed to toast this for 3 to 7 minutes, it said. I'm going to set it for 3, and we'll check it after that and see how it looks. We are 1 minute in, and cheese is overflowing. Oh my gosh. Look at this mess. Oh my goodness. All around. Oh, what a disaster. So it's been in there 1 minute. I don't want to open it yet, but this is making a mess. It is dripping everywhere. And I'm going to lift it up just to release some of the pressure. Oh, look. Okay, 1 minute. 2 minutes was enough. I'm going to use some tongs and carefully extricate our quesadilla. All right, look at it. It browned up beautifully. But did it ever make a mess? There is a puddle of cheese, not to mention, oh, okay, but that looks good. So I didn't even have time to put my ingredients away, and that was done. So impressed on how quickly that cooked my quesadilla. Also impressed with how much of a mess it made all over my countertop. Alrighty, so now that we've cleaned up our mess, let's go ahead and taste our quesadilla. Here it is, and very conveniently scored for us, but not scored all the way through that I can open it. So I'm having a hard time separating my wedges, which I'm disappointed about because I really wanted this to be pre-cut. Scored, but not really cut. And I pressed it in the lock position too, so maybe I needed to press it even harder. But had I done that, I would have had even more cheese spillage. Very cute, tiny, tiny wedge of flour tortilla with cheese inside. Let's see if I actually got any cheese in it though, since a lot of it came out of the machine. Itadakimasu. It does a pretty good job at crisping up the quesadilla, but there's not a lot of cheese in there. I think it's because a lot of it melted out. That one had more in it. Love the addition of chipotle in a quesadilla. If you've never tried that before, please do. Highly recommend. It gives a great smoky chili flavor. Takes it up a little bit. I have to say, of these 3 appliances, the mini quesadilla maker was the one I was most excited about because I've never used a quesadilla appliance before, and the mini size I thought was super charming. But I have to say, this was the most disappointing appliance. It did what it's supposed to do, but it didn't do it very well. A lot of the filling came out, and I didn't even add any vegetables or chicken to this. It was just cheese, and I popped it on its lowest, on the fattest setting. I guess you can set it, prop it even higher. So maybe there needs to be more adjustment in the setting that I used to close the lid at, but I had it set on the wider spacing. So it's hard for me to imagine that you could put anything else in here without it all pooling out. But it does have this kind of prop setting where it's kind of propped open. Maybe that's the way to go. I'm not sure. But for my first use, I'm pretty disappointed by this one. If I were to give a rating for each of these products, the quesadilla maker, I would give a 2. The egg maker, I would give a 3. And the skillet noodle maker, I would give a 4. They're all limited in terms of size, but they are mini appliances. And for $8.98, can't beat the price. Really great stinking deal. So I think these would be a fun little white elephant gift, fun little stocking stuffer, and yeah. Alrighty, my lovies, there you have it. My thoughts on the My Mini appliances sold at Walmart for $8.98. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one. I hope you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media. Like this video, subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Toodaloo. Take care. Bye. Oh, I gotta take this off. It's killing my head. Ugh. Ow. How do people wear headbands all day?